Hello, friends. I'm Spire meteorologist James Van Fleet. Hope you've had a great week. Now, the weekend is rolling on. We want to talk about a severe weather event in North America that could catch a lot of people off guard because it really gets ramped up over the weekend, typically when a lot of people are paying less attention. It is this weather that's in the Pacific Northwest, but that's not where the severe weather will be, although some potential flooding could be possible on areas where we have runoff in the next 24 to 48 hours. But the threat I'm talking about will be the possibility of hail, maybe even some isolated tornadoes, and some straight line wind gusts. It gets started here in the Pacific Northwest, but I want to switch over to our high resolution model. This is hour by hour, out to 6 days, down to 3 kilometer resolution. One of the best high resolution models I've seen in my entire career, from television to Royal Caribbean to now Spire. And as we roll this out, you can see what's in the Pacific Northwest. And again, not downplaying the heavy snows in the Sierra and the potential for where there's rain to be runoff. It's just the more threatening weather that could come on you much quicker, like tornadoes, moves to the Midwest and the Great Lakes, and then down into the South Central U.S. by the Gulf as we go through Sunday and Monday. So you can see it moving off here to the east. There's the low starting to really spin up late in the day on Saturday. And here's where we start to see it fire up. These orange colors, that's icing, so freezing rain or ice pellets in areas coming down north of Madison, north of Milwaukee, but could get in areas north of the Twin Cities too, up around International Falls, Duluth, Wausau, Green Bay, and those regions. And then it will be replaced with snow on top of that as we head into midday Sunday. So you could end up with an ice coating covered by snow. And that could surprise a lot of folks who have a fleet of cars or trucks out on the roads, supply chain, anybody working safety and compliance. That's a big area we want to watch. And then back to the south here, we start with around between Kansas City and St. Louis, with a focus on St. Louis for a threat of potential flooding. Isolated tornadoes might be possible, and some hail. Now that will stretch on into Ohio, up to Detroit, of course, Cincinnati and Cleveland. But then down here in the south, as we go through around very late Sunday and the pre-dawn hours on Monday, these areas right here could produce severe storm cells that might, again, produce some isolated tornadoes, probably looking at hail in these areas too. And that could cause a lot of damage to anything from your fleet of trucks and cars to solar panels to anything where hailstones could damage your assets, property. And of course, you don't want to have people out and about in this region. Want to show you a couple of features again that have come online with these high resolution models. Lifted index is one of those. And that's how we gauge severe weather. The higher the number, the lower the threat of any adverse weather, let alone severe weather. And then as these numbers start to go down to zero, and especially as they head negative, those are usually indications of high lifted indices. And as a result, and you can see -2 here, just 0.2 to the south of Jackson, -5 just ahead of these storms south of Alexandria, west of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And so those are indications of giving you a heads up of really where you want to watch out for severe weather. So just a couple of new features that have come along in our high resolution I wanted to highlight with a real-time weather event happening this weekend. If you'd like a further forecast and really more custom forecast, I'm always obliged to give that to you for free. If you want to send a DM here in this post, or send me an email, I'd be more than happy to just jump on a short virtual call and walk you through it. Again, free of charge, and just happy to keep everybody safe out there, especially when it's a weekend. So until I see you Monday, have a great weekend and stay safe.